YouTube, what is going on, guys? No, it's not your man Average, boy man Elite, back with another video today. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. As always, today, guys, they dropped the Madden 23 beta. As you guys can see here on the screen, here are the details for the beta. Today, I'm just going to be talking about my first thoughts for day one on the beta. Still got a lot of things to test. Again, this is only the beta. There's a lot of things that need fixing. I'm going to scroll down here. The very first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the known issues in the game. And I think we scroll down right here, known issues with the gameplay. There's quite a few known issues with the gameplay. One of the things that I wanted to point out, if I can find it right here. So here it is. This is one of the most noticeable things right off the bat. As soon as you start playing the beta, pass rush, non-engaged super win animations. Guys, the pass rush on all Madden and all pro is insane. I tried playing a couple games against the CPU and they literally shed in like half a second. And I tried playing a game against the Chargers and Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack were just going absolutely nuts. So that's something I can definitely see being tuned up. And then over here you can see what's included in the closed beta. So we have play now, head-to-head ranked. Head-to-head ranked hasn't really been working. I haven't been able to get into a head-to-head ranked game. Over here, coming soon. I don't know if they mean coming soon as in the full game or the beta. I don't know if these modes here are going to be making an appearance in the beta, if there's going to be an update in the coming days, but we'll go ahead and wait for that. We'll see how that kind of unfolds. And real quick, guys, if you guys are brand new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so you guys don't miss when I upload a new YouTube video. We're trying to get as close as we can to 1K before the new Madden drops, so definitely go hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already, so you guys stay up to date with any Madden news and any new Madden gameplay. So guys, I want to talk about my 5 takeaways from day one, thoughts on the beta. Again, this is only day one. I personally have only been on the game for maybe a total of 2-3 hours, just kind of messing around in play now, but here are my 5 takeaways on the beta currently. So number 1, guys, is escape artist. Escape artist is the number 1 thing everybody probably wanted taken out of the game, and we kind of got it. I mean, it's not taken out of the game, but it's really not that good in my opinion. Escape artist is now an X factor, and to activate it, guys, you need 6 rushes of 10+ yards to activate the ability, which is pretty freaking hard. That really wasn't happening with escape artist in Madden 22 to begin with. It was kind of hard to get 10+ yards consistently, so that's not going to be that easy to activate. And of course, when you do activate it, if you do get sacked, you are going to lose it, so it's not very good. And also, guys, you cannot glitch out contains. I tried to activate it. Kyler Murray does have escape artist in regs. He's the only quarterback in regs with the X factor. So I tried to activate it. I tried to roll out against contains, glitching the contains, and I just did not have success doing so. So I don't think it's going to be a very good ability at all. Now, number 2, guys, I want to talk about the movement. The movement feels pretty similar to Madden 22. It does feel a little smoother. I guess that's because we're kind of used to the movement already, but it does feel a little bit better. The user feels a little bit faster, and all around the feel of the game feels a little more real, I would say, especially with tackle animations. If you guys don't know, this year's game is kind of going away from those tackle animations and focusing more on real tackling physics, I guess you could say. The one thing that has been going on in previous years is if you get into a tackling animation, and let's say you're using Derrick Henry, you truck somebody and you get into an animation where you're going to gain 4 yards. In previous years, if you got into the animation where you were going to gain those 4 yards and there was another defender in the way that was clearly able to stop the tackle, in previous years that wasn't really the case. Once you got into the animation, he would fall forward, gain those 4 yards, and that was that. This year is a lot different. Now if you try to truck somebody and you start falling forward, you get into the animation where you think you're going to gain 3-4 yards. If somebody else like a Derwin James or something comes up and disrupts that, you're probably only going to gain half a yard, maybe nothing. So I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of them kind of going away from the animation based stuff. Something that a lot of us have kind of been asking for. Now, number 3, guys, is the zones are very good. The zones are a little too good. I think the zones definitely need some tuning. Again, I'm going to keep repeating this. This is only a beta. So I'm pretty sure that's something that's going to get some tuning, but I mean, I was playing a couple games against the CPU and I had some hard flats on the field, and there was some situations where my hard flats were picking off or kind of making a play on a curl route, which should not really ever happen. And I had some cases where some shaded underneath routes were playing routes that were over top and breaking on those pretty easily, which I'm not really a fan of that. But I mean, if the zones are doing their thing, they're doing their thing. But the reaction on the zones can use some tuning, especially when a lot of people, especially in MUT, are going to be using Acrobat. The windows felt a little tight when I was making passes, so I can only imagine how the passes are going to end up if a player has, or a defender has, Acrobat. They did look a little tight, so it kind of looked like if the defender did have Acrobat, it was definitely going to be a pick. Now going on to number 4, guys, they added a new coaching adjustment. If you go on defense onto the coaching adjustment, normally you get your zone drops at the very bottom, but now at the very bottom under those zone drops, they added a new coaching adjustment. The coaching adjustment is called zone coverage, and what it lets you do is toggle between match and default. So what this does is, by default, so match is pretty much out of the game, but not completely. In order to activate, or in order for your play to be matched, for example, if you call something like cover 4 drop, or if you call something like cover 4 quarters, cover 4 palms, in previous years, that play was automatically going to match unless you turned zone drops on. This year, those plays will not match unless you go into the coaching adjustments and turn match on. Now, I was testing it a little bit, didn't test it too much as I wanted to, so I'm definitely gonna have to test it a little bit more to get a feel of how it's supposed to work. It's going to be interesting how it's used in something like cover 2 or cover 3, or if you can even activate match in a cover 2 or cover 3. That's going to be something interesting. Now guys, moving on to number 5, and my final thought on the beta. The new passing mechanic looks promising. It looks pretty good. I wasn't really a fan of it when it was introduced, but it looks pretty good. It looks like a mechanic that if you really master and keep practicing it and lab it, it can be really effective. But it's something that you really have to go into practice mode and lab. This is not something that you're going to be able to pick up, play with your friends, dot them up and down the field. It's definitely going to take some time to get good at. Now, I can see some top players using this and taking advantage of it, because there are some throws that you are able to make. I was messing with it a little bit, and there was a couple throws that I was able to make that you couldn't really make otherwise with the classic mechanic. Now, my only issue with that, and I might have to get used to this whether I like it or not, is playing against pressure. If somebody figures out some glitchy blitz or some blitz that just screams at you, it's going to be pretty freaking annoying trying to master the passing mechanic, trying to master the accuracy on the pass, and trying to figure out who's open all over the field. There's just going to be too much going on. At that point, I kind of just prefer the classic passing, but who knows? Who knows how the mechanic is going to play out? Maybe nobody uses it. We had it back in Madden 18 and nobody really used that precision passing. The other thing to kind of point out with that passing mechanic is if you use the passing mechanic, you toggle it with the left trigger, or L2 on PlayStation, and that's the button you use to lowball. So if you're using the precision passing mechanic, you kind of have to manually lowball. So yeah, guys, that kind of sums up my 5 thoughts for day 1 of the beta. Again, keep in mind, this is a beta. It needs a lot of improvements. The final product is not even going to be close to the beta. It never is. But it was kind of refreshing playing this new Madden and getting my new thoughts on the new game. Again, guys, if you guys are brand new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bell on so you guys don't miss when I upload a new YouTube video. Again, guys, we're trying to get as close to 1K as we possibly can before that new Madden comes out. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next video. As always, stay safe. Peace.